The night began with a suit and tie. I had ironed my shirt twice, polished my shoes until I could see my reflection. My wife's firm was hosting a celebration downtown, and she had mentioned it more than once. How important it was, how everyone would be there, how her partners valued appearances. I thought I'd be part of that appearance. Standing by her side, proud of the woman I had supported through long nights of study and endless exams. When I reached the reception desk, I gave my name with a smile. The woman with the guest list glanced down, scanned her finger across the paper, then frowned. "Sorry," she said, polite but firm. "Your name isn't here." At first, I laughed. "Check again, maybe under +1s. My wife is Emily Carter." The receptionist looked again, confusion deepening. "I'm sorry, sir. I don't see you listed as her guest." Something cold trickled down my spine. She'd said she wanted me there. She'd told me the party was important. I stepped aside, trying to keep my composure, and went searching through the crowd. The ballroom glittered with crystal chandeliers and murmurs of networking conversations. Waiters weaved through with trays of champagne. Everyone looked sharp, ambitious, polished. And there she was, across the room, my wife, Emily, laughing with a circle of colleagues, her hand resting on the arm of a man I didn't recognize. When I approached, she caught sight of me, and her expression hardened. She rolled her eyes, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. "What are you doing here?" I froze. You invited me." "Not tonight," she hissed, flashing a tight smile to her colleagues who suddenly found their shoes interesting. "This is business. You shouldn't be here." Her dismissal hit harder than any punch. My chest tightened, words jammed in my throat. But before I could answer, the man beside her leaned closer, almost possessively. He whispered something that made her laugh. Not with the forced politeness she gave me, but with the warmth I hadn't seen directed at me in months. I walked away, heart hammering, and ended up outside on the terrace, the city lights blurring through my vision. How many times had I ignored the signs? The late nights at the office, the silenced phone calls, the way she'd grown colder, more distant, brushing me off with, "I'm tired. Work is stressful." The truth was unfolding in real time. I wasn't on the list because I wasn't part of her world anymore. He was. When she finally came outside, she didn't look apologetic. She looked irritated. "You embarrassed me in there," she snapped. "Embarrassed you?" My voice shook, not with fear but with the realization that everything I believed in was unraveling. "I've been standing beside you for years, paying the bills when you were studying, cooking dinner when you worked late, building a life together, and now I'm not even worth being on your guest list." Her silence said more than words. I followed her gaze back through the glass doors. The man was watching us, drink in hand, smirking like he already knew how this conversation would end. "How long?" I asked. She crossed her arms, eyes darting away. "Don't do this here." "How long?" Her jaw tightened. That was answer enough. The sound of the city swallowed us both. In that moment, I realized I wasn't angry at him or even at her. Not exactly. I was angry at myself for ignoring the clues, for convincing myself that love was enough to hold together a marriage when only one of us was still fighting. I walked out, not just of the party, but of the marriage. That night, I packed a bag. No shouting, no pleading. Just quiet clarity. I had been erased from her guest list long before tonight. I was only just catching up. The next morning, I sat in my own apartment, staring at the skyline. My phone buzzed with messages from her, some defensive, some apologetic, some angry. I didn't reply. What was there left to say? The man at the party could keep her. The firm could keep her. The life she built on my shoulders could be hers to manage alone. All I knew was that I wasn't going to be the extra name at the bottom of a list anymore. And in the silence of that decision, I felt something I hadn't in years, freedom.